同学们，大家好，我是李延寻。今天我们将学习唐三彩，我们将了解唐三彩的起源和工艺特点，以及它所反映的包罗万象的大唐文化。我们还将了解唐三彩的制作过程，其中包括了成型、配釉、施釉、烧制等一系列工艺。最后也请大家欣赏一些近年来我对唐代三彩艺术的重新理解和再创作的作品。
The Tang dynasty was one of the most brilliant in Chinese history. The empire was strong and prosperous, and as the country flourished, its culture touched hitherto unknown peaks. The influence of Tang was widespread, reaching from the borders of Korea well into Central Asia. Enjoying extensive trade with far distant countries, China drew from all the artistic sources with which it came into contact, and assimilated and syncretized these exotic styles in an inimitable manner. The climate of prosperity, which pervaded every aspect of Tang life, is abundantly evident in Tang ceramics. These wares are charged with vitality, their decoration jubilant, their forms fairly bursting with enthusiasm. Among them, tricolor glazed potteries were most remarkable and spectacular.
唐三彩是一种彩釉陶器，一般有白釉、绿釉、黄釉、褐釉以及蓝釉等，既有单色又有多彩。它以不同的配色和组合方式装饰在器物上，在烧制过程中自然流淌，产生出绚丽天成的艺术风格。唐三彩是杰出的文化符号和代表，在以素四瓷为主流审美的隋唐时期一枝独秀，生动地再现了唐代万国来朝的繁华景象，为我们了解这段中国历史上的黄金时期打开了一扇迷人的窗户。唐三彩陶器釉料中含有大量的铅，以铅作为溶剂，能够降低釉料中的熔温度，使釉料在800度左右的煅烧温度中就能够充分的熔融，同时也使釉面平整光亮，各种金属氧化物发出艳丽的色彩。由于铅釉的流动性极大，在烧制过程中受到了重力的影响而自然流淌，各色相互交融，形成独具魅力的艺术语言，成就了中国陶瓷史上又一个高峰。
During Tang, it was customary to bury the deceased in an elaborate fashion, so tricolor glazed potteries, as common burial objects, developed quickly. Tricolor glazed potteries came in rich forms which mainly fell into 3 categories: figures, animals, and all kinds of living implements. The figures included noblewomen, men and women, warriors, civil officials, foreigners, and heavenly kings' figurines, etc. Animals included horses, camels, donkeys, cattle, sheep, dogs, etc. Living utensils included houses, warehouses, carriages, ox carts, etc. In short, tricolor glazed potteries was a kaleidoscope of the Tang dynasty society. This lady figurine has a plump face, her delicate eyes slightly narrowed and her jaw slightly raised, looking up at a beautiful angle. Her red lips part and her sweet smile seems to be full of joy in life and expectation for a better future. She stands in an elegant manner and her graceful figure is in a long dress. The light and thin dress is perfectly integrated with her plump body, which does not make her look fat at all. The natural and smooth silk texture and graceful curves of the dresses fully reflects the soft beauty, dignity, restrained manner, elegance and nobility of women in the Tang dynasty. What is special about this lady figurine is that she has a cute dog lying prone at her feet, which is very rare among pottery figurines. The female figurine is in a sitting posture with round face and a plump figure. The folds of her clothing are natural and smooth. She has her right leg resting on the left knee, looking relaxed and comfortable. As pets, dogs were quite popular in the Tang dynasty. Pet dogs could be seen in famous paintings of the Tang dynasty, such as a portrayal of beautiful ladies with Zanhua and a painting of ladies at entertainment of Tang. In addition, there are many lyrics describing dogs in poems of the Tang dynasty. I hear the distant baying of dog, amid the waters murmuring around. I see the peach flowers bearing crystal rain, in the Taoist of Daitian mountain by Li Bai, and my old dog, delighted at my return, hovered around at my feet, in thatched cottage by Du Fu. Almost all the female figurines of Tang tricolor glazed potteries are plump because females of Tang favor such a figure. There are several reasons for it. First of all, the rulers of the Tang dynasty had some Xianbei descent, an ethnic minority of Tang in North China, and naturally inherited such an aesthetic tradition. Nomadic minority people in the Chinese northern steppe were different from the Han people in terms of customs and aesthetics. An obvious example was that women regarded fitness as beauty because a robust body was desirable for nomadic life. Secondly, Buddhism was greatly developed in the Tang dynasty, especially in the Wu Zetian period. Bodhisattva statues in Buddhism are all plump and graceful, which are closely related with social situation at that time. This also had a great influence on the aesthetic consciousness of Tang women. Finally, a strong national strength and a prosperous economy of the Tang dynasty provided a material basis for the aesthetics of people who lived and worked in peace and contentment. The aesthetic style of the Tang dynasty also exerted an imperceptibly influence on the neighboring Japan. The kimono and traditional architecture of Japan revealed obvious characteristics of the Tang dynasty. The representative animal potteries included camel and horse. This camel stands on a rectangular base with strong limbs and an upturned head and neck. There are 4 figures sitting on either side playing instruments and 1 figure dancing in the middle. The pottery sculpture reflects a picture of mixed nationalities living in Chang'an, an international city then, including foreign merchants from the West, students from Korea and Japanese scholars. Of all of the animal figures, the most remarkable are the horses. People's fondness for horses in the Tang dynasty are frequently seen in Tang poetry and paintings. Images of horses are also found in potteries, tricolor sculptures and stone carving art in delicate forms. These works have a very close connection to the ruling class of Tang who rise to power with significant help from horses. Ceramicists sculpted these spirited animals with rather small heads and long necks, bulging eyes, protruding brow ridges, large nostrils, exposed teeth, broad chests, round shoulders, long legs, and short tails. They all seem so strong and lifelike that one can almost see the blood flowing through their veins. Living utensils also come in various forms that reflect social practices and customs of Tang. The process for making the wares is complex. First of all, clay must be sorted, ground, refined, deposited and dried before it is formed. The coloring agents are minerals that contain metal elements like copper, iron, cobalt or manganese. The pottery should be fired twice. Green wares are fired at a temperature between 1000 to 1100 centigrade for the first firing, and then they are colored before the second firing between 850 to 950 centigrade. After glaze is fired, figures should be decorated on their faces that are not glazed. Eyebrow, lips and hair need to be painted. Tricolor glazed pottery of Tang has made great contributions to the later generations in ceramic craft. A variety of low-fired color glazed porcelains since the Song dynasty are mostly developed on Th. basis of the tricolor wares of Tang. Tricolor potteries of Tang, with its gorgeous and mottled colors, exquisite sculptural skills and all-embracing themes, perfectly illustrates the atmosphere of a supreme Tang dynasty. And a precious treasure of Chinese art.
唐代彩釉陶不仅在当时作为商品贸易流通向世界，影响世界。上世纪初，唐三彩在埋葬了许多年以后，再度出土面世，并重新回归到了世人的视线。其艺术性征服了全世界，成为了一个人类共同的文明。